Welcome to Superstar TV. I am Diane. This is for you today if you're a leader already or if you're aspiring to become a leader and to go out there and live your passion. Today we have number 38 top income earners in the network marketing industry. It's absolutely extraordinary. He's the double millionaire president for World Global Net Worth. Let's welcome Chong.
Hi everyone. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. It's great to have you here today.
No, I'm really excited to be here today, guys. I mean, anytime that I could be of service to this industry, I'm down for it.
Fantastic, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So we've got quite a few questions for you. Just answer them as they come. Before we do that, just give us a snapshot of your journey in the network marketing industry.
You know what? I started at a very young age, not by choice. My mom is a big influence for me in this space. She's an entrepreneur. She's been a business owner ever since I was born. And she's one of those ladies that's always a go-getter, right? Some of you watching, you ladies might be saying, hey, I'm a go-getter. Well, my mom could be one of the ultimate kind of go-getters out there. And she's always looking to aspire for something that's really good for business, to help people. And I was one of the kids growing up in Sydney where I wanted to just have fun, play rugby, have fun with my mates. And my mom would always love to share with my friends what, she's doing. So some things we joke about and some memories we have is that, I would tell my mom before I come home from school, saying, hey, I've got some friends coming, do not sell them anything. Leave them alone, right? And, that kind of gave me an insight of why I don't want to do this industry. And I was in and out of it. But when I first started, that was kind of my first exposure where it came from my mom. And some of you watching right now probably understand what I'm talking about.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah. And so now as a double president millionaire and doing your thing and being so successful, I'm curious myself, what are your daily routines
So, you know what? We all got 24 hours in a day, right? So what I do on a daily basis is not normal, right? And, obviously in this industry, people make abnormal income. And to make abnormal income, you have to do abnormal things. My wife and I, we choose to do this. Right? We choose to have little sleep is because we know what this industry can do for others. Right? So we work at the moment, we work about 6 different time zones. And we do this by choice, guys. It's not because they need to not sleep to be successful. We do this by choice because I know that this is a better way. Right? Before I did my research, I did my due diligence. All I know is that network marketing creates more millionaires than any other industry in the world. I mean, go look it up. So if you aspire to be a millionaire, do you want to be in an industry that creates more or less? And the answer is more. I think the next step is about who's being coached by that. So I did my due diligence and I said, look, I want to be successful. And one of my principles is find someone that has what you want and do what they do, right? And for example, I love golf. Yeah. Right? If you guys love golf or you guys athletes, if you want to be a professional golfer, do you get a ballet teacher to teach you how to play golf? You don't. Right? If you want to be a ballet dancer, do you get a tennis coach to teach you how to play ballet? So I applied those principles in terms of how I pick the right mentor for this industry. I pick someone that has what I want. So at my work, I work long hours when I had a corporate job. Guess what? My boss didn't have what I want. He had no time freedom. He's making more money than me. That's okay. But I wanted time freedom. So when I looked out in the world, I found people who are 3%ers that have time and money. And one thing I noticed is that they work really hard. Guess what? I worked really hard at my job, but I didn't get paid the way they got paid. So that's kind of when network marketing came into, when I looked at the real numbers of real people. And I've been very fortunate to be kind of trained by some of the top leaders in the world. And one thing I noticed is that they are very good at what they're very passionate. They love helping people. So that's one of the reasons why for myself and my wife, we choose to work kind of nonstop in a way. We kind of workaholics because we know how this can affect people's lives. So growing up, my parents, they had to go back to Malaysia because they needed to provide for the family. And obviously as a kid, I didn't really understand that, but now I really appreciate that they did that. They give up whatever they can to provide for the kids. I have 3 kids, a girl, 5 years old, love her to death, my princess, a 3-year-old little boy, he's my little man, and a brand new little 11-month-old baby.
Congratulations.
Right? Thank you. So one of the things, growing through my teenage years, I lived kind of by myself. My parents had to provide for the family. I understood that. So I kind of grew up without them. And obviously, if they had to replay it, that's something they maybe choose not to do, but circumstance is circumstance, right? So one of the things I said to myself is I want to make sure that I'm there for my family, right? And that's very important for me. So I said, look, I need to find someone that's have the ability to be with the family. And if I look at network marketing, all the top earners, they have that. So it was crazy for me not to listen to the people who have what I want instead of listening to people that don't have what I want. And I think the difference between someone who's a leader and someone who's strong in their belief is that they're able to go against the grain. One of the sayings that an amazing gentleman taught me was observe the masses and do the opposite.
Brilliant.
Right? Observe the masses, do the opposite. So for myself, a daily routine, back to your question, is that at 6 o'clock is when my kids kind of get ready. And I love to learn how to leverage time, right? I want to use what you have in your life to help you leverage time. So before we had that financial means, I and my wife would wake up at 6 to look after the kids, get them ready for school, make the sandwiches and all that stuff, and then we'll drive them to school. But now we want to leverage time. We're fortunate enough to have a couple that lives with us. The wife is our full-time nanny, and the husband is our assistant that helps us with daily routine. So fortunately, they would have the kids, get them ready about 6, and then generally me and my wife would take them at about 7 o'clock to school. Schooling is very important for us. We want them to go to the right school because of the network of people they meet. Education is very important, but also the network of people they meet. So that school was 30 minutes away, right? So we would drive 30 minutes, drop them at school, and while they're at school, we would follow up on our calls, do prospecting calls, do whatever's necessary to clear up our emails, clear up our messages, and also always be recruiting. One thing that I want to share with people on this, never stop recruiting. Never. I mean, it's part of the business. It's like, if you own a hamburger joint, you're never going to not tell people about your hamburger.
Don't stop.
Right? Don't stop. I mean, once you stop, guess what? Your income stops. So for myself and my wife, during that time, I will be, making phone calls, doing quiet time, whatever it may be. And then at 11 o'clock, my son finishes school. We take him back, have lunch with him. And then after that, we'll go into our home office and continue talking, training, having appointments with the leadership that we have. At 2 o'clock, we either go pick up my daughter or my assistant will go pick up my daughter, come back, have dinner with them, spend some time with them, and then continue doing that. I have organizations in Australia, in the US, and in Europe. So at around midnight is when I start my business with the European contingent. So from about 12 to 4 a.m. is I spend some time with those guys. And then, take a nap. And then at 6 a.m. I start again. And this is something that I want to share with you. If you want to get extreme results, you need to do some extreme stuff. And sometimes not everyone's meant for this success, but if you believe you are, work harder, believe bigger, believe faster.
Great. So what's your biggest motivation? What's the drive to give you the success that you have?
That's an interesting question. I was just recently thinking about that because we're talking about achievement versus fulfillment, right? That's a huge difference. You can have all these awards and everything, but you don't feel fulfilled. That's something different. So, I'm still kind of think, what is my fulfillment in this journey? We've achieved so many crazy ranks in this company, which is unbelievable. A double president millionaire, that's about $3 million Aussie in a week.
It's amazing.
On sales. It's great. I mean, our goal wasn't to do that. Our goal was to put our head down and work. We looked up.
So what was the drive?
It was fun, working with my wife. She's amazing. If you know Natita, we are a couple that do different things, but we love to do it together. And it was really fun for us. I mean, breaking the records that we've achieved, we've been pretty successful in the past, but being able to break those records in just a matter of weeks, having our biggest month check in 18 years come in 1 week in such a short period of time, it's phenomenal. And I guess our fulfillment right now, and I'm searching, is really educating people there's a better way. whether it's inside or outside of network marketing, there is a better way, and for them to continue to look for it, for them to start dreaming. I think I love the most is I get someone who stopped dreaming because society had made them stop dreaming, and show them that they can dream again, and that really fulfills me. The little testimonials that I get chills. You know, the small things bring big things, and I continue to stay humble, and I never want to be that Mr. Know-it-all. Always a student, always stay a student, and honestly give. I think the more you give, the more you get, but really give to everyone, not just in your team, not just in your company. I love to give to the industry. My wife and I, we want to be an ambassador of this industry to help everyone. I don't want to take anyone from any company. I want people to come if they want to come because they see the opportunity themselves, and that's the very important thing. See what works for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing so much gold. If there was a book or a resource that you would recommend to anyone that's already in the industry, and or if they're contemplating, would there be something that you would say is a must?
You know what? Natita, she loves quotes. I love quotes. And, you know, we were always thinking about writing a book. Writing a book about the ins and outs of this industry. You know, like for me, I love little tips instead of reading a whole book, right? But Think and Grow Rich has been one of those books has been phenomenal for us. I mean, everyone should read that because it really gets into the mindset. Because if you can think like how $1,000 earner think, you can maybe make $1,000. If you can think like how $1 million earner thinks, well, if you think the way they think, guess what? You can probably achieve what they achieve, right? So, I mean, maybe one day we'll come up with a book where we just talked about it. 365 days of tips, like a tip a day, right? A tip a day gets you to your diamond. I don't know. Actually, that doesn't rhyme. We'll work it out.
Excellent, fantastic. So, would you say if there was a particular strategy or a prospecting tool that you would use, is there one thing that you would recommend?
The biggest recommendation I have for people that's on here right now, really, I mean honestly, find someone really that has what you want and do what they do. Whatever they've achieved and you want to achieve that and they're open to share with you, whatever they're doing, just follow. What I've noticed is that when I work with some of the top leaders in the industry, they're the most coachable students. They don't feel entitled. They're very coachable. But when I work with mid-level leaders, they feel entitled and they feel like they don't want to listen to you. So I choose to work with people that are in the right mindset. Unfortunately, in my experience, are the one that has made a lot of money, right? So guys, if you're not at where you want in terms of income potential, go find someone that has what you want and just listen to them. Don't be a Mr. Know-it-all or Mrs. Know-it-all. Listen to someone's achieve it. Talk less, listen more, do. Real simple.
Thank you so much. That was totally invaluable.
Yeah.
And if there was one more golden nugget, would there be anything you would love to say?
It's a belief, you know. Your belief system is the most important thing. I might have the best pizza in the whole world, right? The best pizza. But if I don't believe it, you know what? I won't taste it. So when I tell people believe, because when you talk to someone and they can feel that you're full of belief, they're going to join you just because of your energy, right? Going to join because of the energy. And I'll end with this. Professionals, they sell vision. Amateurs sell products. And don't get me wrong, products, very important. But what are you focusing on? Having vision is the drive. In the Bible, it says a man without vision will perish. I don't want you guys to perish. I want you to have strong vision, belief. If you don't have a belief in what you're doing right now, really just sit down by yourself and find that belief inside of you. Because once you have that belief inside, you can conquer the world.
Wow. This has been absolutely invaluable, and I want to say thank you so much, Chad, for being with us and communicating to an amazing industry.
Thank
Your
you.
contribution to these people today, our viewers, has been absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Hope to see you guys very soon.
You will again.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.